Ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to SHD Games. It's been a long time since I've uploaded a proper gaming video on this channel. To be honest with you, I kind of just got a little bit lazy and complacent. It's been over 4 months, I think. But today, we're back with a brand new Football Manager series. Of course it is, with the club that I support, Bradford City. If you do go on to enjoy, make sure to drop a like on there for me. If you could try and hit 40 likes on today's video, that'd be massively appreciated. Subscribe if you are new as well. The subscriptions and likes and all that sort of stuff have still been coming through, and all the views, I assume that's particularly down to the YouTube shorts. So thank you all very much for the support. Honestly, I can only really apologise for getting massively complacent with this channel, but we're back and we're here to stay. Let's waste no further time then and get straight into it. So as you can see here then, Bradford City hired Drake. Bradford City have today confirmed the appointment of Sam Drake as the club's new manager. He replaces previous manager Graham Alexander. I'm really excited to get this series underway. I always do a Bradford City YouTube series every single year. We've got a £10,000 transfer budget, as you would kind of expect, and also a £76,600 per week wage budget. We've got adequate training and youth facilities and fairly basic youth recruitment. Our media prediction finish is 5th. We've got a 2-star reputation, and obviously our fierce rivals are Leeds United. Our director of football position is currently vacant, and obviously Ryan Sparks is our managing director. We've won 4 trophies in the club's history, and I'm being recommended to play the formation that we have been playing in real life. Obviously I'm not going to play Kelly at right centre back and Stubbs on the left, and I certainly won't play Rideout at left wing back with McDonald in the screen and Smallwood as a number 8. That wouldn't really make sense to me. There's a lot of loan deals in terms of incomings and outgoings as well. This is not really going to be based on real life, because I'm pretty sure if we go back to last Football Manager, Andy Cook, not very good on Football Manager. In real life, very good. So I'm basing it on what I would do on the Football Manager save, not what I would do in real life. I'm here to win at the end of the day. There is no room for mediocrity at this football club. Our expectations then this season are just to finish in the top half. I'm surprised it's not to just avoid relegation and don't go bust, although we've got to work towards becoming self-sustainable. We just need to be competitive in the other cup competitions and get out of the group stage in the Bristol Street Motors Trophy. My contract expires at the end of next season as well, so I've got a 2-year contract here, so a little bit of security for me. We've got to reach the Sky Bet League 2 playoffs, and that is the supporter expectation, and we've got to be competitive against Leeds and Huddersfield if we happen to play against them. I'm going to choose to not arrange a press conference to meet the media. Apologies Jamie Rayner and Simon Parker, but press conferences and media stuff on Football Manager is very boring, and I'm also not going to do an intra-squad friendly. I normally do these, but recently it's not really something that I've been looking to do, to be honest with you. I have been doing a lot of saves, whether that be on stream or just, you know, in my own time. Done a Rotherham one. We went relegated in the first season from the Championship. We won 2 games all season. I somehow kept the job, and now we're fighting for Europe in the Premier League. But Drake takes the Bradford City hot seat. We've got a couple of emails to go through. I mean, I have declined to meet the press, and journalists were furious. I can only apologise. It's just very boring. The supporter profile update is kind of what we've already gone through. The club vision and expectations, again, we've already gone through them, so we're happy to accept players in the last year of their contract. Now, it doesn't have the specifics of what it has in real life. According to this, only Richie Smallwood has the option to trigger it for a further year. So does Luke Hendry. I didn't even know that was a thing, to be honest with you. Poynton has got some nice potential. Matty Platt, obviously we need to try and potentially keep hold of him, and a lot of the youngsters as well coming through there are all out of a deal at the end of this season. But again, not really something I'm going to focus on as of right now. We'll go through the tactics in a moment. Still haven't decided what formation and system I'm planning on playing, but it's Football Manager, so I think it is pretty obvious. Also, according to this, Jonathan Tompkinson has torn his ankle ligament, so he's out for 3 months. I didn't know that was a thing. I don't think that was a thing in real life. Tyreek Wright's got a thigh strain, so he should be back for the start of the campaign, and Harry Chapman's going to be out for 3 to 4 months, but again, don't see him playing a big part this season. He's okay, but on £3 a week, I'll be looking to try and move him on in January. Now let me go through and build my tactic. I'm going to create my own style. I think I am going to go with the 5 at the back, which is the one that I want though. Is it not an option on here? Yeah, here we go. This is the one that I want. 5-3-2 DM wing back. And I think we're going to play positive football in possession. I want us to be a possession-based team, so we're going to be attacking wide, passing into space. Not too bothered about playing out from defence. Very short passing with a very high tempo. Playing for set pieces is a big thing. It's League 2 level, so shoot on sight and hit the early crosses as well. Not really too bothered about dribbling or creative freedom. Transition, we've got to counter press and counter. Get our goalkeeper to distribute it quickly to wherever he wants. In terms of out of possession, I want us to have a high press, and I would say I'll probably say a standard defensive line because we're not going to have a lot of pace. We want to trigger the press often and prevent their goalkeeper from playing it short. We also want to tell them to get stuck in. We want to try and hurt the opposition a little bit. And then in terms of how we line up, I mean, we've got a lot of players. So I think expect to see a lot of transfer business, probably a lot of players going out on loan. I'm going to build a provisional squad, and then it might change, we might fluctuate, but at least we've got some good options. Now, like I say, things can change as the season does go by, but here is how I'm currently planning on lining up for next campaign. It's crazy that players like Jamie Walker can't play in central midfield, and this is the formation that I do want to play. We can change it and go maybe Smallwood and Patterson as the two central midfielders, and then Jamie Walker as a number 10. But as of right now, I do want a little bit of defensive protection. We've got a couple of players who are wanted by other clubs. I've offered a fair few players out for transfer or loan. Again, Bobby Poynton can't play central midfield according to the game, but it's where he's played for the last couple of months. He looks like a really good player, but as of right now, I'm struggling to find a spot for him in the squad. We are going to play the odd pre-season game or two in today's episode, but I think the main places of recruitment for me are a left wing back and maybe even a right wing back, because neither Halliday or Ugoke are particularly well rated by my staff on this game, and every other position we seem to be all right in. I do think we need another centre half and look to try and maybe get Ash Taylor out the door, but the problem is we've only just signed him, so getting him out the door already, and he's on £1,700 a week, you know, he's not particularly great. It's going to be a little bit of a struggle, to be honest. In terms of my staff as well, we've got room for another coach at this moment in time. We've got one too many scouts, but we can also get a director of football if we want. We've got a loan manager, but we're not allowed one. We could do with a recruitment analyst, and we've got one too many physios and no sports scientists, just a head of sports science. I mean, in terms of realism, is David Sharp available? It'd be lovely to get him in as director of football, wouldn't it? He is currently unemployed. Should we see if we can get him in? I mean, his statistics are pretty decent for this level. I hate how you still get all these introduction things and all that nonsense. Right, get your promotion clause out of here. We'll give you a 3-year contract on £875 per week. He wants 1,000. Will you come down to maybe 900? He's happy for 900. 3-year deal agreed then for David Sharp. He's going to come in as our director of football. Obviously, he's head of football and operations in real life, but I feel like it does kind of only make sense. Let's take the set piece induction then. I want my place to do hybrid. I'm sick of that zonal marking nonsense. We can do a bit of both. We want the players marking both posts. We want to defend the box, a bit like Graham Alexander. We want ours to be delivered into the near post. We want to... we'll do that balanced, and we'll also have it as an in-swinger coming into the box. So Chris Luchetti is going to focus on our set pieces. Again, I think it's Colin Doyle in real life. Also, what I have noticed as well is Colin Doyle doesn't seem to be available as a player. Don't really know what's going on there, but the Doyler is not available for me to select, even though he is a player coach. If I have a look at my staff and try and find Mr. Colin Doyle, are you on the coaching team? He's nowhere to be seen. Oh, here he is. Player/coaching goalkeeper. Where is he? Why is he in the under-18s? Why is Colin Doyle being sent down to the under-18s? Get him in the first team. Also, one thing, do we have any good youngsters coming through? According to that, it would suggest no. Again, all this, don't need it. I've played this game before. Under-18s. We've got 2 who are currently okay. None of them really have got the potential, though, to make it into the first team. Not particularly great. I mean, especially when you consider Ryan Sparks said we've got a lot of players coming through. We could play for England as well, not even a year ago. Football Manager clearly disagrees. Interesting news coming through here. Hartlepool have made a loan approach for Bobby Poynton. He's probably not going to play much this season as of right now because he can't play in this formation that I'm playing. But then if after 5 matches we want to change that, then obviously Poynton will probably then be a really good option for us. But because he's gone out on loan to the National League, I think we will have the option to recall him after 28 days. So we could send him out on loan for a bit. And then if before the end of the window we decide we might want to bring him back and play him in a different formation, we could do that because he's going to the National League. But that would have to be done, I think, before deadline day for us. And I'm also only going to let him go out on loan if Hartlepool are willing to pay all of his wages, because I'm happy with his agreed playing time as an important player. They are pretty much happy to pay all of his wages. So we've agreed that. Bobby Poynton may be going out on loan to Hartlepool. I've also had something here that Harry Chapman wants to consider his options at the end of his contract. He's currently on £3,000 a week. I mean, I said earlier, he'll be okay if we want to go back to a 4-2-3-1 or a 4-3-3, something like that. But I'm not particularly bothered. I'm happy to discuss the issue with Harry Chapman. I have no real complaints about that. I'm happy just to accept that and move on, get on with my day. I need to have a quick word with the squad as well. We've got 3 team leaders in Smallwood, Cook and Gilead. All 3 of them obviously starting for us at this moment in time. We've got 4 highly influential players and quite a lot of influential players in there, and just 11 other players. Let me introduce myself to the squad then. I will say I'd like to introduce myself as your new manager and answer any questions that you may have. Welcome, I'm pleased to see you in charge and hope your reign is long and successful. Thank you, Mr. Richie Smallwood. I would like to talk about our League 2 campaign. I want us to aim for a playoff place. They're all very happy about that. Lovely stuff. And that's kind of all I really have to say. So I'm going to let you crack on with your day, and I'm going to walk out now. That's not particularly ideal, is it? Tyler Smith's got a hamstring strain. He's going to be out for 6 weeks and missed pretty much all the pre-season. Tyler Smith's a weird one because on here, he looks okay. He has got some good statistics, but I mean, throughout his career and in real life at Bradford City, he's never really done it anywhere. I didn't know Tyler Smith used to play for Barrow in the 18-19 season. He scored 10 in 23 in the National League. That's a pretty decent return, probably his best that he's had. Maybe 7 in 23 at Swindon in the COVID season potentially, but you look at his last couple of spells, they're not particularly great, are they? In terms of financial fair play, we've still got nearly £22,000 per week to spend on wages. In terms of the budget as well, we are currently bang on exactly where we need to be. We've got £500 a week that we can spend, so we can only get players in if we get some players out. But this is saying that we're only spending £57,000. So maybe is that not including youngsters? I don't really know how FFP works, to be honest with you. Again, I know how scouting works. I don't need all these coming through. Assign the scouts can be the backroom staff, and handling the scouting meetings, again, not really interested in them, to be honest with you. Harvey Rowe has got some offers here. Obviously, not officially confirmed, but will be leaving the club in real life. If Darlington are happy to pay, I mean, as a fringe player, that's not really very helpful, though, is it? Would you be happy to take him as a regular starter or squad player? I mean, if they pay all of his wages, I guess it doesn't really matter. It's up to him then. If he decides that going out on loan as a fringe player is the best option for him, I can't really tell him otherwise. But, well, I'll try and get all of these to negotiate to pay all of his wages. Don't like Kurz and Ashton are very interested, so we'll reject that one. And finally, Peterborough Sports, obviously, my other save this year on YouTube. That one didn't end particularly well, but it looks like they're going to be happy to pay all of his wages as well. Hopefully, yeah, there we go. Negotiations complete there. So Harvey Rowe could be going out on loan to Darlington or Peterborough Sports. And we also have some loan offers coming in here for Adam Wilson. Again, Hartlepool interested. Oh, loads of National League clubs interested here. Regular starter looks to be the same thing all round. They'll go through all these again, try and get them to pay all the wages and see where he wants to choose, to be honest. Match day number 1 then for us. It wouldn't be a Bradford City pre-season without a fixture against Middlesbrough. So we are at home to Middlesbrough in the first game of today's video. Obviously, Jonathan Tompkinson is injured for the next 3 months, so Matty Platt is going to get the start at right centre-back. We are a little bit weak in the centre-back department at this moment in time. Sam Bentley and Isaac Robinson are going to make their way onto the bench. We have got, yeah, like I say, 4-5 first-team players out injured. Oliver has torn his knee ligament, so he's going to be out for 5 months. But he's currently obviously out on loan at Stevenage. So the team in full then is Sam Walker in goal. A back 3 of Matty Platt, Sam Stubbs and Kieran Kelly, with Brad Halliday and Lewis Richards as the wing-back, Smallwood as the holding midfielder, Gilead and Patterson as your number 8s, with Jake Young and Andy Cook leading the line. All the other players then find themselves on the bench. It looks like Middlesbrough are taking this pre-season game very strongly as well. They've gone with a pretty much full-strength side out there. We're going to tell the boys to always press Lucas Engel, as that is the request from Chris Lacetti, who is sticking around for now. I'm not too sure how long he's going to be staying around for, but he's going to be my assistant manager for now. Go out there, show them what you've got. There's plenty of places up for grabs. Richie Smallwood is feeling aggressive. How many red cards do you think Smallwood is going to finish the season on? I'm going to put a prediction in at 4. And I'll be surprised if it's any less than 4, because he seems to have a bit of a hot head on Football Manager. I'm not happy with these squad numbers, they look very hideous. I'm going to try and keep them as up to date as what they are in real life as well. We are going to skip through all of this though, and what I do want to do quickly before we start, obviously got one of these stupid inductions, change it over to key highlights only. We want to up the speed a little bit as well. Apart from that, I'm happy for us to get underway. Plenty of places up for grabs, like what we say, plenty of options. I'm not really at this moment in time looking to go out into the transfer market and try and sign some new players because, like I say, we've only got £500 per week to spend unless we're looking at selling some players first. And at this moment in time, we've not got any interesting players who I would be willing to sell because I think for the large part we've got a pretty strong squad. As Middlesbrough put a cross in towards the back post, thankfully for our sake, it goes just wide. But if there's anyone you want to see me sign, let me know that down in the comment section down below. go, as Brad Halliday now finds Alex Patterson. He goes back into Matty Platt. I do see Matty Platt playing more as a centre-half rather than a right centre-back going forward, but obviously Tompkinson out injured at this moment in time, as Patterson's header is cleared off the line there by Dale Fry. Good opportunity for us there, but it's a pre-season game. We just want to get through the game with no more injuries, hopefully, because we've already got quite a lot, and test ourselves against a really good championship opposition. But in terms of the plan for the channel, I don't know how often I'm going to be uploading, but all I know is that this is obviously a new series starting, and I want to get back into the things on this channel because I've kind of made excuses and poor reasoning really for not doing videos on this channel, and obviously this channel isn't monetized, unfortunately, and I think that is one of the reasons. And at the end of the day, things do come down to money. As much as I enjoy making these sort of videos, they take multiple hours out of my day, and while all the the likes and the comments are great, the likes and comments don't pay bills, unfortunately. We have just taken the lead, though, here. I don't know if it's Gilead or Jake Young. It's one of them. Either way, the ball's in the back of the net, and we will absolutely take that half an hour in. It is Jake Young with the goal, linking up with Andy Cook, and hopefully, in real life, that's a partnership that can form going into next campaign, as Vanderberg now finds Isaiah Jones. McNabb, deep ball in towards the back post. Riley McGree heads over the bar. Approaching half-time then, Middlesbrough have, for the large part, dominated possession. They've had over 65% of the ball, but not really many clear-cut chances for either side. Both teams just having the one shot on target each. And as always, with your first game of pre-season, I am now going to make 11 changes at half-time. I am very happy with the way that they've all played. Now let's give some of the more fringe players an opportunity. Colin Doyle is going to come on for Sam Walker. Sam Bentley is going to get an opportunity at right centre-back for Matty Platt. Ash Taylor is coming on for Sam Stubbs. Noah Wadsworth is coming on for Kieran Kelly. Dan Oyegoke is coming on for Brad Halliday. Kevin McDonald is coming on for Richie Smallwood, but he's now going to play as a deep line playmaker rather than a ball-winning midfielder. Liam Rideout is going to come on for Lewis Richards. Clark Ador is going to come on for Alex Gilead as a box-to-box. Yeah, I'm happy to play him as a box-to-box. Jamie Walker is going to come on for Alex Patterson and try and learn how to play as a central midfielder. Callum Kavanagh is coming on for Jake Young to lead the line, and we also need another striker, so Matt Derbyshire is going to get an opportunity, and he's going to come on and play as a poacher because realistically he can't do much running. I expect us to lose the second half, and quite comfortably, to be fair. Our defence looks weak, and obviously a lack of experience in our strike force with Derbyshire being up there. There's not much movement, but who knows what could happen. We're underway for the second half. They've changed formation, I think, from a 4-2-3-1 to now playing a 4-2-4, so they're going all out attack for it, which I mean, could go either way, to be fair. Callum Kavanagh has had a good first 15 minutes here. He's got a 7 match rating, but very good experience here for some of our young players who I do want to make us a selling club. I want us to bring a lot of good players through the academy and sell them on. I want us to sign young players and sell them for a profit, but I feel like in the first season, you've kind of just got to work with what you've got. You don't really get much of a say in them sort of things. Isaiah Jones cuts it back here for Latte Lath, who actually found himself onside there, and thankfully for our sake, has dragged it well wide. Colin Doyle here with a goal kick. He's going to send it long, looking for Matt Derbyshire. Doesn't challenge for it and doesn't really look interested. He isn't a player coach on Football Manager. He's just here as a player, so I am looking to move him on as the ball gets played in behind here. And Middlesbrough have not brought their shooting boots with them today because that was a really, really poor finish. Bradford City 1, Middlesbrough 0 is the current score with 15 minutes left on the clock. Colin Doyle is going to send a ball long. McDonald doesn't win it. For a man who's 6'4", never really wins much in the air. Isaiah Jones hits the crossbar, and Sam Bentley should be able to deal with this when he finds it into Dan Oyegoke. Our tackling has been pretty good. We're also committing too many fouls. I'm more than happy with that. We should be strong from set pieces this season, especially when our fully fit back three are available, and you consider that we're going to have Matty Platt as well to come on off the bench as Middlesbrough equalise. A ball swung towards the back post, and unfortunately Oyegoke just not strong enough in the air as finally our substitutions are coming through here. It's a good ball into the box, to be fair, and it's a good header from Bangura. Heads back across goal. Colin Doyle doesn't really have much of a chance there. It's in the back of the net. Middlesbrough equalise with just 6 minutes left on the clock. But again, a 1-1 at home to Middlesbrough in your first game of pre-season. They've gone full strength. We've made 11 changes at half-time. I don't mind that too much. 3 minutes added on. They've definitely been the better side. Let's hope there's no late drama in their favour. 90 seconds left on the clock. Luke Ayling, the man on loan from Leeds United, on the ball. Finds Dale Fry. Back in to Luke Ayling, down the line into Isaiah Jones. He's going to keep it tidy and find Luke Ayling once more. Lewis O'Brien, the former Bantam, picks it up now. Luke Ayling down the line looking for Latte Laff. He squares it and it's a late winner for Middlesbrough. That's very disappointing. I feel like we've played quite well on the whole. Scored a really good goal with Jake Young. It was kind of expected that the second half they would beat us, but for a 92nd minute goal, I mean, Sam Bentley can't really do much there, if we're honest. It's just quite disappointing. I'm not going to complain too much, though. Losing by a late winner and some late drama to a championship side who've gone full strength when we've got the team that we've got currently fielded, I don't mind that too much. Plenty of positive signs for us and plenty to take into the remaining pre-season games. I'm still going to tell the boys that they were unlucky. It would have been nice to win, but they've all gained confidence, and in your first pre-season game, you don't want to be nailing them straight away when they've lost by a narrow goal against the championship side. I'm going to go through though and play through the remainder of these pre-season games, and then we'll come back for episode 2. You'll have our first 2 competitive matches in the next episode. So thank you all very much for tuning in and coming back to the channel. Hopefully that I do manage to stay consistent with it, but if you have enjoyed, make sure to drop a like on there for me. 40 likes, as I said at the start of today's video, will be massively appreciated. David Sharp is officially Bradford City's new director of football. Thank you all for watching though. Have a great rest of your day, and I'll see you very soon for another one. Peace.